Welcome to another episode of the 50 Shades of NBA pod. My name is Trey.
I am Nathan.
And this is episode number 37. Nathan, why don't you give us some players who wore number 37, but don't skip my favorite player. But don't
skip them. I'll skip them. Yeah. So we got Mac McClung. Dunk contest champ.
Yes, sir.
And he wore 37 for the Lakers in 22. Matt Ryan, another former Laker to wear 37. He also wore it in Boston and the Timberwolves. And then you got Kostas Antetokounmpo, who wore it for the Lakers again in 20 and 21, and also for the Dallas Mavs in 2019.
Interesting.
You got Metta World Peace, probably the biggest name there.
Easily.
And
also for the Lakers.
For the Lakers. Yeah, also for the Lakers for 10, 16, and 2017. Yeah. So, Trey, it leaves your dude.
Most importantly, out of the number 37s in the history of the NBA,
yes,
Semi Ojeleye, one of my favorite players of all time, who just fell off the edge of the earth there. He actually plays in the Italian basketball league, which we'll get into later, actually.
A weird segue, yeah.
A weird segue, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
It is there. The connection's there.
Yeah.
I love that.
Nathan, do you want to start us off on some sections?
Yeah, absolutely. But really quick, he's also the longest 10-year player to wear number 37, just looking at the years.
Semi.
Semi. He had it from 2018 all the way to 2021, and then had it 22 for two different teams. Yeah.
Interesting.
So he's the GOAT. He's maybe the GOAT of number 37. Sorry, Meta.
Sorry,
yeah,
Meta.
I don't mean that. But anyway.
You meant that.
Anyway, we'll get talking. I think aside from the finals, which we'll talk about, the biggest headline really from the past couple days has been LeBron maybe going to Dallas per Kyrie.
First off, I think it's crazy this is the biggest headlines with the finals going on. I think that's really crazy.
Yeah.
But it definitely is because it's Bron and Kyrie, and that's ESPN stuff. That being said, how does Kyrie think that LeBron's going to go to Dallas?
I have no idea.
Is this just his way of being like, Dallas, you should give me a max contract because I'm trying to recruit LeBron?
Literally. They'd have to give up. I don't even know money-wise how they would make it work.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Bertans would obviously
Davis
have
Bertans
to go.
Is $35 million, and we need to get.
And that's
to
the Kyrie contract. If he resigns, he'll probably want that much.
Yeah, but the Kyrie contract doesn't actually matter because they have bird rights on him. So as long as they do the LeBron trade first,
okay.
I'll work out. I'll cook up a trade here. You talk about it, okay?
Yeah. Well, when I first saw it, the original thing I saw was they're trying to get LeBron to Dallas before Kyrie and before Rob Pelinka made all these trades for the Lakers that saved their season. So their original target from the first wave of reports was that Dallas wanted LeBron, and that shocked me. And then you hear maybe a couple hours later or a day later, whatever the timeline was, that Kyrie's been actively, trying to recruit LeBron James to Dallas. And obviously you have the, Kyrie LeBron relationship there that everyone's been talking about, as Kyrie will be a free agent, and they're like, oh, he'll go to the Lakers. But this is a new spin on it too, because LeBron has also said that Luka Doncic is one of his favorite, if not his favorite, young guy in the league right now. So obviously it's going to be a long shot regardless for this to actually work, but there's more merit to the situation and possibility than I would have ever thought, So he has that love for Luka, he has that Kyrie relationship, but money wise and player wise, I don't know how they're going to make it work out, because looking at it, they'll have to give up a lot of depth, a lot of bench players, role players, and the first thing that hits my mind is what Phoenix did. Like, they traded every single bench dude they had, and it kind of screwed them over in the playoffs. Granted, they assembled that team at mid-season, but still, bench in the NBA Finals, NBA playoffs, once you start getting into it, is so important. And we see that now with the Miami Heat and their bench stepping up huge, the role players stepping up huge. And yeah, I don't know. So those are my initial thoughts. I don't know if you have the money and stuff worked out now, or you can kind of.
I do.
Okay.
The money itself, super easy because they're paying 1 million players so much money. So, like I said, Bertans plus Hardaway gets to that $35 million threshold.
Yeah.
Maxi Kleber is making $11 million a year for the next 3 years. Josh Green's making $4.7 million next year. And they're going to have to throw in Jaden Hardy at $1.7 million next year. They're going to have to throw in pick 10. And that's really like, they can throw in one 2027 Mavericks draft pick. But every other pick that they have is currently Stepien ruled away, which if you don't know what the Stepien rule is, listener, it is you can't trade back-to-back consecutive first-round draft picks. Most people turn it off in 2K. So they can most offer Davis Bertans, Tim Hardaway Jr., Maxi Kleber, Josh Green, Jaden Hardy, and then a 2023 first-round pick this year, which is pick 10, and a 2027 first-round pick unprotected for LeBron.
5 players, 2 picks?
5 players, 2 picks. Really 6 players in 1 pick, because one of them is the pick this year, and it had to be traded on draft night.
That's fair. Wow.
I'm blown away. I am too. That's the most they can offer.
Yeah.
Super easy for money to work, not for value. So I don't know. Literally, unless LeBron goes, I want to go play in Dallas and I will play nowhere but Dallas, it's over. I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, like you said, value-wise, it's definitely not there. And I just think if this trade were to go through, how pissed off Anthony Davis would probably be. You know, you lose LeBron James, top 5 player in the NBA, top 10 if you're a hater. And then you have all these dudes.
Yeah.
You know, like
you have to
rotational players at best.
You have to eat Davis Bertans contract for 2 years. You have to eat Tim Hardaway contract for 2 years. You have to eat a Maxi Kleber contract for 3 years. And the most enticing piece you get back is either a Josh Green or a Jaden Hardy, and then the 10th overall pick.
Young players.
So maybe maybe like Grady Dick from Kansas, or if you're lucky, like something happens and Jarace Walker or Taylor Hendricks falls to 10. Maybe you take a chance on someone like Jalen Hood-Schifino. I don't know what you do at that. Maybe a Thompson twin falls down there for you and you have like a shoot first guard.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, again, going back to how AD would probably feel, that would definitely just signal a Lakers rebuild to me. And I don't really think the Lakers are about that. That has, they've always kind of been of the idea, we'll just retool even if their roster is terrible. They've had 1 star. But this would just signal the end of AD's time in LA. Because if I'm AD, I don't want to play for that. I want to play with those guys respectfully.
I came there to play with LeBron.
Literally. That's why I'm here.
I don't want to be a Laker. I just want to be LeBron's teammate.
Yeah. Easy as that.
I don't know. It's interesting. Just looking at the Lakers roster, too, that they'd be stuck with, it'd be Anthony Davis would be probably the starting 5. You'd probably re-sign D'Lo. You'd probably re-sign Rui Hachimura. So Rui would probably be your starting 4. D'Lo would be your starting 1. Maybe find a way to ship Malik Beasley out for a better starting point guard and have D'Lo be your 6th man, your Jordan Clarkson. But it's not like you have enough assets to even superstar hunt anymore if you're the Lakers, because your money's tied up. And then also, you didn't get a star back.
No, you did not.
Why are you doing this? There's no reason. There's no reason.
No, definitely not. I mean, I enjoy the hypothetical because it's always fun to kind of fantasize and think about, But realistically, ain't no way this happens.
Just because it's funny. Fanspo, the site that most people use for their trades, has LeBron James listed at shooting guard.
But why?
I don't know. It's like the one position I would never put LeBron at.
Yeah. That makes no sense.
Like, I'm sure he can play it. I'm sure he'd be great.
Yeah.
But why is he a shooting guard on here, bro?
Yeah. Out of the 5 positions, you have on a basketball court, I'm with you there. That's probably the last one I'd probably put him at.
That's so weird.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Do better, Fanspo. Do better.
Building off the Lakers, though, I did see that the Lakers are willing to match $100 million for Austin Reeves. Did you see that come through?
I didn't, but I've seen a lot of contract talk with him, and he's going to be making probably more than 60 this year, like contract-wise. Mm-hmm. Not like in 1 year, but,
Oh, yeah.
Long term.
Over his contract duration.
Yeah.
He's going to have a lot of guaranteed money.
Yeah, absolutely. Which for him, that's awesome because he quite literally came from nowhere and then was a very impactful, piece of the Lakers rotation and roster in the playoffs. So
yeah, he was just that guy from that one meme of the guy being confused when LeBron was trying to explain a play or something.
Yep. No, it's great. So props to him, but Lakers have a lot of decisions this offseason.
I would pay him 25 mil if I'm the Lakers.
I think so too. I mean, the stretch he went on to end the regular season and again the playoffs, he delivered. Yeah. So
I think if
there's definitely worse contracts out there.
Mm-hmm. I think if I'm another team trying to entice him, I would max out at like $18 million.
18?
Yeah. If I was trying to entice him away to get him from my squad.
Yeah. That's fair.
I like him a lot. I don't know if he's $25 million. I don't know if he's a $25 million man to anyone except for the Lakers.
Yeah. I mean, with currently constructed how their team is, he's worth that for them.
He is.
But
and it gives you enough money to superstar hunt later.
That is fair. That's very smart. We'll see what Rob does.
Come on, Rob.
Because they also, like you said, they got to bring back Brewery, and then I don't think they bring back D'Lo.
Report came out today that they were thinking about that they were strongly leaning towards bringing back D'Angelo Russell.
Man, I don't like it.
Listen, I know you don't like it, but you need someone who's going to get you through the regular season, and they don't have any actual point guards.
How much are they expecting to pay him? Do you know?
I have no idea. I did not see. I would pay him $20 million.
How much do you think Fred VanVleet will?
I bet he gets 30.
30? Okay. I was going to say, maybe if that money is close, I definitely prefer Fred over D'Lo.
I would too. I think Fred VanVleet's going to get a 4-year, $120 million deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he probably will. I don't think it'll be in Toronto, but, we'll probably get it.
Here's hoping it's in freaking Philadelphia if James Harden leaves.
Touche.
I've seen a lot of things connecting those two things right there.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about it last week. How cool that would be, the Nick Nurse connection, obviously, but even if Nurse wasn't there, he's still, I think, a perfect fit for the Sixers, honestly.
Yeah, he's a little bit past his prime of like superstar defensive point guard, but he's still probably top 5 best defensive point guards in the league. He's right.
I think it would give Maxey a lot of room to grow too.
I think it would as well, to let Maxey be that playmaker, because he's kind of like not a merchant, but he benefits a lot from having so much attention drawn off of him by James and Joel. Obviously, best case scenario here, just keep James on like a relatively team friendly deal. That's not going to happen. I did see a report came out saying that James Harden is literally like he is torn between.
I saw that too.
Staying in Philly or moving to Houston. So
we'll see.
If he wants to give us a 2-year deal, though, I'd take it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And then we still.
For as like non-star packed as this free agency is, I think it'll be a really good offseason.
It always is.
Yeah. NBA probably has my favorite and most exciting off seasons of the major sports leagues.
I agree with that. NFL's up there.
I think most people would, honestly.
NFL's definitely up there, but there's so much movement that happens in the NBA, and it's so entertaining. It does turn some people off from watching it, though, which I've had that conversation before.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, it's hard to keep track. Like, players are moving all the time. Why would I be interested? Yada yada. But I don't know. To me, that's entertaining. And if your organization is run right and run good, then you probably won't have those problems as often.
Valid. I mean, speaking of organizations that typically don't have a lot of roster turnover, or at least not of their main core, Golden State Warriors. I don't know if this is just like a fan-driven thing, or if there's been a report, but a lot of the fans really want Dylan Brooks to go to Golden State on a discounted deal, and I think that might possibly be the best fit for him. Yeah,
I probably would, just coaching-wise.
Maybe he can finally
Steve
hit
Kerr, he's always up there. Maybe, bro. Or maybe they'll tell him, hey, Draymond doesn't shoot threes, really. Just take 1 or 2 a game.
Yeah, max.
A game, that's it. Yeah, max.
Go play defense.
Especially if Green does leave.
That'd be a good substitution. It's a good replacement.
Yeah.
He fits that Gary Payton role, Gary Payton the second role. Except I think he's better than Gary Payton the second. As of right now. So I think he would either gel really well with the Warriors, or he would not gel at all with the Warriors, and it'd be one or the other.
Yeah, it's either really good or really bad. That's fair. I like it. But you kind of talked about it, teams and rosters, that don't have a lot of turnover, and it reminds me of the 2 teams we have playing in the finals. You have your star Jimmy Butler, Bam, been there forever. Well, not forever, but past couple of years. And then your stars over in Denver, Jamal Murray, Jokic, Yeah. So I think that's a good opportunity for us just to get into first 2 games here. As we saw, Nuggets took game 1, and I sent out a tweet. It was a really good game by them, and they're literally living with Bam taking, I think he had 25 shots. He also dropped 20 something. But all of Miami's role players that got him to that point, like Max Strus, Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent,
disappeared.
Weren't hitting anything. Duncan Robinson too, like nothing. And you're like, me as a viewer, I'm like, damn, bro, if this is how the series is, Nuggets are going to handedly take this.
Exactly.
And then Jokic and Murray, they had their 2-man game going on, which they have all playoffs. So that was a really good, I don't want to say dominant, because I don't think it was dominant, but it was a really good, well thought, well executed, win on the Nuggets.
It was. That being said, with game 2, this is where Eric Spoelstra might solidify himself as top 2 coach of all time. Top 3 coach of all time. Sorry, forgot about Phil Jackson.
Okay. Who'd you have at 1? Pop?
Pop. Always Pop.
Yeah.
But the adjustments made by his team, the adjustments made in between games and during the game were just so instrumental. Yeah. I don't think you're going to have a lot of games where collectively the Heat shooters make 3 threes combined with Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, and Vincent. With I think it was actually only 2 threes. I think Strus hit 1 and Vincent hit 1 game 1, and Duncan I thought went 0 for 7.
I can check for you.
But immediately after that, like it's like they had their wings back. Bam played a great game, led them to the win, and then the highlights of what won this game for the Heat was, oddly enough, Nikola Jokic dropping 42 points, but only 6 assists.
Very uncharacter-like performance from Jokic.
And it did not lead to a win.
It did not lead to a win. And with that, there's a lot of talk. He had 4 assists. 4 assists. There's a lot of talk. Yeah, even less. He had more turnovers than he did assists, which I don't know how many games that's happened in his career, but I could go out on a limb. Not a lot.
Yeah, I'd be willing to say that he's had more games with more assists than turnovers.
Absolutely. But, shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm back. So, yeah, they definitely made Jokic a scorer, and there's been a lot of talk. Draymond Green said it. Steve Kerr kind of said it, that there's certain players that you got to live with them getting theirs because they just are at the end of the day, and they referenced Jokic as one of those guys, but then wanting like their Robin or the next best guy on the team, aka Jamal Murray, just focus on shutting him down and taking away that look and option for him. Spoelstra kind of deflected it, but he's a coach who made these adjustments with Jimmy on Jamal. He's like, no, it's not like that, yada, yada. I forgot what his exact quote was, but is basically saying, no, we're not living with Jokic doing his thing and taking away all the other options. But yeah,
they kind of were though.
No, they absolutely were.
It's what they were doing, but no coach is going to say that, No,
I mean, even as transparent as it was, you're not going to, confirm those allegations.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't know, man.
The Heat stealing one in Denver really makes me believe the Heat are going to win this series in 6.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
Yeah, which you said 7 originally. Now you're going to 6. It's a lot of confidence there, Trey.
I just didn't think they were going to steal one in Denver to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, Denver's been 9-0 at home.
Yeah,
so
I really thought it was going to be a 2-0 start for the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm. I feel like most people did, even if you're a fan of the Heat or someone who picked the Heat, to ask that team to go into Denver, who again hasn't lost in the playoffs at all, hasn't won in Denver since 2016, to steal a game in the finals. It's asking a lot.
It's crazy.
But, yeah, they did. But I think Kevin Love being put back into the starting lineup, which allowed Jimmy to go play Jamal, that was huge. It looked like Miami, when they're in their zone and meeting Jokic, upon receiving the pass, like in the painted area or at the free throw line, they were just jumping him immediately. And I didn't really see that like urgency or quickness in the first game. So again, Spoelstra, his adjustments, his coaching paid dividends.
It did. It really did.
I think all that being said, though, Nuggets had a chance to tie it with 11 seconds left. Missed a 3 from Jamal. It's okay. You gotta live with that. Gotta live with that. You
don't gotta. I think.
Well, now they have to.
They do now. I think the Heat are going to take the next 2 in Miami. I think they're going to go up 3-1, then go down 3-2, or then have them. The Nuggets are going to make it 3-2, and then we're going to see a 4-2 finals victory with the Heat in Game 6 in Miami. And even more important than that, it's going to be a blowout for the Heat, and Udonis Haslem's going to take the floor for the final minute.
You've really been wanting this.
I want it more than I want air, because my Sixers are out, and my buddy at work told me that he wants that to happen. So now I'm just trying to speak it into existence for him.
I respect that. I do. I think Nuggets at worst will split the Miami games, but I won't be surprised if they go up 3-1, lose a game, Game 5, and then opposite of you, win in Miami in 6. I don't know. I think the dude who needs to step up the most for the Nuggets right now, it's going to be asking a lot out of Jamal, because he does have Jimmy on him, he's a terrific defender, understands his role really well, and how to work the defense. The dude who needs to step up the most for the Nuggets to be successful is Michael Porter Jr. He's like 3 for 17 from the 3 in this series, which from a dude who's been like a sharpshooter up until this point in the playoffs, like you got to ask yourself, if you're Mike Malone, where did you go? Where's the, effort intensity, which is something he kind of alluded to after the Game 2 loss, called out the team for the effort, saying we're in the NBA finals. Like, how are you unfocused type of deal? And a lot of people are tying that back to MPJ because of his lackluster defensive, performance breakdowns, just not getting it done offensively. So
he's had these issues of inconsistency plague him his entire career. It's been injury and it's been inconsistencies. And one of those is not his fault. Obviously the injuries.
Yeah.
I hope he never gets injured again, but definitely the effort, definitely the defensive engagement has been probably one of the biggest knocks on MPJ. I was thinking about this earlier in the day, how MPJ has gone from super hyped up draft prospect to pick 15, I feel like, for the Nuggets. And then immediately after that, it was like, oh, let's give him a max. And then it was like, oh, he's never going to live up to his max. And then this playoff run, he's been like, oh, he's back. He's never passed the Rock Porter Jr., drilling it from deep, doing great things. I saw a whole I think it was a Twitter post about every single assist he got the other night when they played the Lakers, because he set his career high in assists with 6. And he's just disappeared again. And it's just like, when are we going to know which MPJ we're going to get, you know?
No, absolutely. And, that's why he's my X factor for the Nuggets to win these, because Jokic will do his thing. Even when Butler was on Jamal, he still had 18 and 10, which it's not bad, but when he's putting up 30 plus a game for the past couple, series, then it's definitely a drop off. So we'll see, dude. We will see.
We will absolutely see.
But obviously, great series, and I'll be watching tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I feel like the gaps between games are way longer than they normally are. Am I alone in thinking this?
No, because it feels like an eternity. I know it's just 2 days in between, but still, that's so long.
Yeah, like, I'm not against them getting 2 days to rest.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy said, like, they were asking him about what they do between games, and he was like, we just live life. Like, life's bigger than basketball. A couple of my teammates went and saw the new Spider-Verse movie.
I saw that interview too. It was funny.
Like, you king. I love you. I gotta see Spider-Verse. This video,
I'm
not
excited.
sponsored.
I heard it's great, dude.
This podcast, not sponsored. Great. But it could be. Spider-Verse, sponsor us.
But it could be. Come on. Marvel, come on.
That's Sony. Please stop. Sony owns the right.
Okay, Sony.
There you go.
Come on. I'll take either, though.
Yeah, I will.
So that goes out to Marvel and Sony.
And then you want to switch to our last piece of NBA news here with the Pistons?
Yeah. So we had almost all of our head coaching spots filled, and the 2 that were added this past week were Monty Williams going to the Pistons and Frank Vogel going to the Suns.
Crazy.
Out of those 2, what's your favorite? Which one?
Monty Williams to the Pistons. I don't dislike Frank Vogel. I think he's a good coach, and I think that he got fired prematurely, but I think Darvin Ham is also a great coach, so I don't care. I think he got fired prematurely, especially after winning a chip for Lakers. But, it's the Lakers. You have LeBron on your team. You're expected to compete for a chip.
Yep, every year. Yep.
So there's that. And I understand that reasoning, and I understand what they're doing. That's whatever. I do think I was thinking about this too, how LeBron went from one of the most disorganized front offices and ownership groups with the Cavs, and then went to the Lakers, and it's just been nothing but chaos. I feel like
literally so much roster turnover, dude.
I feel like even
ridiculous.
If he had gone to the Sixers, there would be less chaos in the front office with a very typically chaotic front office.
I don't think you're wrong in that.
I think Vogel was a fine hire by the Suns. I don't think they should have fired Monty Williams in the first place. I thought that was a crazy move. And then I did see Doc Rivers pulled his name from the running for the Suns head coaching job.
Okay.
About an hour before Frank Vogel got announced as the head coach.
Nice.
Which I thought was probably the funniest thing on earth, is that Doc Rivers just was like, you can't tell me I don't get the job. I'm telling you I don't want the job. And they're like, we aren't giving you the job. He's like, I don't want it.
It's like when you're about to get fired from a job, but you say, I quit.
Yeah, it's that trope from TV shows.
It definitely is.
It was fantastic. I think Frank Vogel was a better option than Doc Rivers for the Suns.
Yeah.
That's pretty much my entire take on that. I think the Pistons getting Monty Williams was a great find. The Pistons did right by their previous coach, Dwayne Casey. Casey stepped away from the head coaching position and became a front office exec.
Okay, that's awesome.
So that's where he is now, which is why they were looking for a coach. So obviously they're paying $72 million for Monty Williams?
Yeah, he has a fat contract.
It's a fat contract over 6 years, I think.
6 years. It's crazy.
Big boy contract for Monty Williams, which is crazy. I mean, it's just it's max contract numbers for coaches out here.
Yep. Really is.
I mean, Spoelstra's about to get a $20 million extension per year.
Yes, sir.
So I
max
think,
that, man.
Seriously. But obviously, I'm happy for Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey. I feel like they're really going to succeed under Monty Williams. I think Marvin Bagley III is going to have a good season next year under Monty Williams, or he's going to be out of the rotation completely. It's going to be one or the other.
What about James Wiseman?
I think James Wiseman will have a solid year. I like his defensive presence, and I think he's going to start taking threes next year.
Okay, I like that.
At least more often.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the two hires?
Very similar to you. I think what the Pistons need is, someone to kind of come in, reset their culture, which you see Monty did with the Suns, really turned around how that organization was viewed and looked at from the inside. And they're in a much better place now because of it. So from that perspective, probably the best dude you could have got, maybe other than a Nick Nurse. So from that fit, it's perfect. He's also a great coach. And we know that. We see that from his Coach of the Year award. He got now 2 years removed.
Yep.
But no, you highlighted the impact he'll have on a lot of the younger guys. And I don't know what the Pistons over-under for wins is, but I would say bet the over.
I would like to inform
it's probably going to be low.
I would like to inform everyone who's listening that we are not giving you financial advice and that we are not responsible for what you do with your money.
There you go.
That being said, I would also take the over.
Wonderful. Maybe that's a segment that has to come when the season is back in full swing.
I bet. I'd help you make a betting segment. I'm down.
Okay, cool. Maybe tweet it out Monday money lines.
Even better, we do it on TikTok. So that way people are forced to follow us because it comes out the day of. So make sure that you're following.
Perfect. There you go. Yeah, no. Love the Pistons hire for Monty. Frank Vogel, again, I think kind of what the Suns need. Their defense has been horrible. Horrible.
Real bad.
And just thinking to the Denver Sun series, the Nuggets were putting up like 120 nightly. And obviously the NBA, scoring's increased and all that, but you can't letting some other team put up 120 on you nightly. You're never going to win.
Yeah.
So we know he's a defensive minded coach. He'll be perfect for KD, who I think he's a great defender when he wants to be. And in key moments, he's a good defender. CP3.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. D-Book, be good for him defensively. And Vogel said he expects a lot out of Ayton for this season. So if he is on the team, I think it will be great fit for DeAndre, trying to get back on the right track. But yeah, I like the hire.
Yeah, I do too. There was a big rumor about them getting rid of Ayton soon.
Yeah.
This offseason,
so if he's there
instead of Chris Paul. So we'll see what happens there.
What would you do, Trey? You're the GM
of the Suns.
I'm
gonna beg Monty to come back. I'm gonna.
We made a mistake.
Probably, I'm gonna see if I can split Ayton into two players.
Okay.
I would ask the I would ask the Mavericks to give me like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Maxi Kleber. And I just pray that they said yes. And I would also ask for pick 10, but if I was the Mavericks, I would not give up pick 10 for DeAndre.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
I think that's kind of the route you have to go with DeAndre. He's making a lot of money. Yeah. He's not a cornerstone. You just kind of have to. He's not a bad player by any means. He's just not what a first overall pick should be.
He's like a perennial star. Maybe on a different team, he could be an all-star. Maybe.
I'm shaking my head for those who can't see me, which is everyone.
He has the potential to give you 20 and 10.
He does not have the potential to give you 20 and 10. He has the potential to give you 15 and 10.
Man.
But
maybe I'm a bigger believer in Ayton.
15, 10, and like 2.5 blocks. That's all I want. His defensive slippage last year, it was bad. Like he fell off on defense. That's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be that anchor of the defense for. He's proven he can be the anchor of the defense for a postseason team.
Yeah, when he's happy, You get good DeAndre.
Yeah. He would have been great in Indiana this past year. I fully believe that.
I was so sad that didn't go through.
I mean, the Suns didn't want to. It's the Suns' fault. The Suns are a weirdly run organization.
They definitely are. Historically, you could say that.
Yeah, at least in the Sarver era.
Yes, indeed. I don't know how long he had that. Do you know when he took ownership?
No, but it was probably like 2004 or something. Like probably our entire lives.
Okay, so again, outside of Steve Nash, terrible Suns years.
Yeah, it's not. I'll Google it right now. When did Sarver?
No, that's fair though. Yeah, again, I like the Vogel hire.
It was 2004.
That's amazing. Very good, Trey.
I'm pretty pumped right now.
That is awesome. Snaps to you. Here. I hope that makes the audio. I was snapping.
It definitely did.
Okay, perfect. That's all I wanted. Yeah. That does conclude our NBA talk, but we'll give a little love to the W right now, WNBA. The Aces are off to a hot 6-0 start.
They're about to be 7-0.
Defending champs. Okay.
They're about to be 7-0.
Who they play?
They're playing the Connecticut Sun, who's also off to a 6-1 start right now.
Okay.
They're about to be 6-2. Because currently the Aces are winning 76-61 against the Sun with 8 minutes left in the fourth.
That's what's up.
I might turn that on after we're done with this. See
okay, there you go.
The tail end.
You know what? I respect that, Trey. I respect that. But yeah, there you go. If you don't watch the W, probably like year by year. I know a lot of people are like, oh, WNBA, but it's so good right now.
It really is.
Genuinely is.
It really is.
Yeah. I watched a decent amount of the playoffs last year, not having a favorite team or anything. Mm-hmm. Just kind of watch it in basketball because it's basketball, and the women's game is so much fun to watch.
It really is. That being said, Asia Wilson is currently out dueling Brianna Jones.
Tough.
It's tough out here. Rooting for the Aces, of course, just because Becky Hammond.
Becky Hammond, the GOAT.
Also, I like Candace Parker a lot. The real CP3.
CP with rings.
Yeah. It's CP3 and CP0 as far as I'm concerned.
It truly is. It truly is. I'm okay with that. If you want to start an argument, come at me. Yeah.
Also, real quick, the Wings are off to a decent 3-3 start, so that's my team. Okay. That's why I care. But, I'm liking it. Maddie Siegrist from Villanova, 3rd overall pick. She's averaging like 67% from 3 right now.
How many has she taken?
She's taken 3 threes. She's hit 2 of them. I'm pretty sure. That was a couple days ago. She might be higher or lower right now. Yeah, she's getting like 5 minutes.
We'll take it.
So,
you know what? She's making it count.
I was commenting on the Wings post yesterday saying, give Siegrist more minutes.
That's awesome.
So
I respect that.
Yeah, I'm happy about it.
Trey, really quick. Going to do a hot take Tuesday. One hot take.
You start.
Okay. I believe if the Denver Nuggets win this championship against the Miami Heat, they will be, what do you call it? Not only the team to beat in the West, because obviously they just won a championship, but they'll be in the conference finals for the next 3 years.
I will say my hot take. Your hot take's crazy. 3 years? Come on. Anything could happen. Jokic could retire right now.
Yeah, he could, but they have their core of Murray and Jokic under contract for a decent amount. And MPJ. So that's why I said
retire. MPJ could get a back injury tomorrow. And it'd be over.
That's why it's hot.
All right. I'm with it.
Yep.
My hot take is that when all is said and done, Joel Embiid will be a top 3 center all time. Top 4 center all time.
Okay. He's counting.
Yeah.
He's got to make sure. Yeah, okay. Top 4.
Right behind Shaquille O'Neal.
Right behind Shaq. Right behind Shaq and Jokic?
No. Joel Embiid will be a top 4 center all time. It'll be Kareem, then Hakeem, and then Shaq, and then Joel.
All right. I like it. One day when Joel retires, we'll have to see how both these takes aged.
We'll check. We'll keep it going. The podcast goes until
I guess for me,
when Joel retires, the podcast ends.
That's when we're done. I love it. Got a couple more good years in us then, huh?
Yes, sir. At least, I don't know, maybe like realistically, probably like 16 more years of Joel Embiid.
Oh, yeah.
You know, maybe like 18 if we really stretch it. He's only like 6, I think. So
yeah, he's got to be 6.
Yeah, I do think he's actually 28. So I think we might have like 7 more years at best.
I think that's a good number for a big man. Yeah,
it's like 35. He's always injured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's realistic.
I think
that's a good one.
I think in reality, he has like 4 more years left of top 2
dominance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that. But I ain't got anything else for you.
That's all I got.
Wonderful. Trey, it's been real.
And it's been fun.
It's been really fun.
Deuces.
Deuces.